Welcome in, y'all. Howdy. Hope you're doing well. Y'all seeing this? Hopefully these glasses work and y'all are actually seeing this. This is my campsite. This is my majestic campsite in Elkmont, Tennessee. We are in Elkmont, part of the Smoky Mountains. And it is magical and majestic. I can't even speak. It's so beautiful. Can't even speak right. It's so beautiful out here. Hopefully you can see this. Hopefully my glasses are working. You're not going to be able to smell what's in the air, which is just unbelievable campsite food. I've been fasting the last 2 days, and boy, does it smell great. So I'm just going to focus my eyes upon this beauty, upon God's beautiful, glorious creation. What's camping? We're camping here. We're in Elkmont. It is September 3rd, Wednesday, September 3rd. We are in the Smoky Mountains. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thanks for putting up with me. Tell your family. Tell your friends. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Check me out. Hear me out. We're going to be walking around and talking around my little campsite here. Again, in the Smoky Mountains. Boy, them mountain rains are something else, dude. Last night, them mountain rains is something else, dog. Something else, boy. Man. Something about them. Just raining in my tent, happy, smile on my face. It was something about it. Beautiful, glorious. And then now we have the product. We have the raging rivers, the unstoppable waters washing through my campsite, next to my campsite, not through it. Post rain. Isn't God awesome? Isn't life great? Like the sunshine's great, but then also the rain is great. You know? Stay tuned. We'll get into that. You know? Because, life is so beautiful because life does need struggle. Like the struggle makes good things, right? Beautiful things like this lush greenery is because it rains. And if you're like, oh no, I'm camping. God, why'd you rain on my parade? And then you wake up the next morning and everything's just life. The birds are chirping, the insects are in your face. The wind's rustling the leaves. Man. And now the waters are just flowing because of the rain that poured last night on me. And it just smelled. Oh man, I'm in the mountains, man. The mountain rains. Man, there's something else. Boy, they be something else up here. Just smelled and felt great, not too cold, not too hot. We'll get into it. What's going on? Welcome in. I'll wrap up that point. Life needs struggle, right? Too much sunshine makes a desert. You need rain. You need sunshine. You need rain. You need the good. You need the bad. Life needs struggle to thrive. You need to struggle. You need stress in your life in order to overcome it, challenge yourself, grow, produce, work, get going. And that's going to lead us into our topic today. Something I have been putting off. I've been putting this off, really, truly talking about it on my stream. And we're just going to share my testimony. We're going to share my story, the Sean Cory story here. Every Christian that likes to use the power of their own testimony, if you have a powerful testimony out there, something a good friend of mine, a mentor of mine told me once is that you need to have your actual testimony. And I'm not going to tell you my whole story. That would take 5 hours. Okay. So you have your actual story. You need to also have like a 30-minute version for when people actually have the time. Maybe you're presenting at a Bible study or you're sitting at a campfire and you got a little bit of time to kill and you got 30 minutes to share. You also really need to perfect, though, summarizing your testimony into about 5 minutes. And that's even a little bit too much. People aren't really usually going to give you 5 minutes uninterrupted to speak, unless your testimony is truly powerful. But really, we as Christians need to get our testimonies down to 3 minutes, snappy, piffy, even 1 minute. The elevator pitch. Hey, I'm on an elevator. I got 40 seconds with you. How can I tell you who I used to be and who I am now because of Christ? Right? Really, you need like the 2-3 minute version We're going to do the X amount. You can start the clock now. We'll do the X amount of time version of this. I'll try to keep it as pithy as possible, not 5 hours long, because we got other stuff I want to talk about. But I can't really just keep doing streams mentioning my life and mentioning my story without kind of telling you the whole thing. So this is my attempt to tell you the whole thing. My life, my story, my struggle. I'm not going to say the words. You can fill in the blank after that. The my struggle, my story. And I'm going to try to keep it as pithy as possible, but also try to cover everything important as possible. So you can start the clock now, I guess. This is the Sean Cory story. I was born and raised an atheist, a liberal. My family, very liberal, very atheist. My mom and dad both had different forms of church hurt. My mom was born and raised a Catholic schoolgirl. That didn't go so well. My dad was born and raised like a small town Presbyterian. That didn't go well. They both grew up in the 70s, rebelled, partied, met each other, partied, had family. I have 2 older siblings. I came along a little bit later. I was born into a crazy dysfunctional family. But who isn't, right? Who isn't? Whose family is perfect? Who is perfect, right? So it's crazy, it's chaotic. My mom and dad got a divorce when I was 9. That really messed me up in a lot of ways. My mom and dad are both like really good people, and we're going to get into my dad. We'll get into that. Really good people who, if we're being honest here, if they were going to be honest with themselves, if I'm going to be honest with what happened, they weren't really good parents. They provided, they protected, they put food over the table, they bought me stuff. I was a middle class. It wasn't anything like crazy. They didn't beat me, they didn't abuse me. I wasn't traumatized severely, but they just kind of checked out. Like, they got the divorce. I was 9. My siblings were like heading out the door, off to college, moving away. My parents got really busy, really distracted with their jobs, with their own love lives, with their own personal lives and friendships. And I was 9, and I kind of got forgotten, and it messed me up. And so I became like a little jerk. I became angry. I became violent. I became like, I would do stuff. I would react. I would do things to get reactions, right? I learned that, like, if I wanted people to actually care about me, I almost had to get in trouble. I almost had to be a troublemaker in order for someone to sit me down and say, what do you want? Or tell me what's on your mind. It's like I felt like my whole childhood was me shouting, like, I want my mom, I want my dad, and both of them being a little bit too distracted. They were there for me. Again, don't worry, this isn't a sob story. They weren't horrible. And I grew up later. I went through high school and middle school and high school, I guess. Let's keep it in order. I was a punk. I was like a funny bully. I didn't bully people, but I was like funny. I would pick on people. I'd make fun of myself, kind of being the class clown. I wanted to be liked. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be friends with everyone. And I would use humor to do that a lot. And to all the people I might have bullied or hurt out there, sorry, truly. I am truly sorry. I don't think I was like a bully. I never shoved kids into lockers or beat kids up, but I said mean stuff to people. I did mean things, played pranks and jokes that I probably shouldn't have, right? Because I just wanted to be funny. I wanted to be liked. I wanted to fit in, right? And, I was a smart kid that didn't care enough, that kind of threw that away. Didn't do any of my homework, barely, did anything academically, no extracurriculars other than playing sports. And so, yeah, and then the whole time I was just godless. I thought Christians were dumb. I thought Christians were stupid. Why would I think anything else? Everyone around me, my friends, my peers, my family, everyone just thought, God's not real. This life is all you have. Make the most of it. And right when I was about to graduate, it kind of hit me like, oh no, like I kind of messed up. My grades are bad. I'm not really going off to anywhere good to college. So I kind of just went to the closest college and state that would accept me. My grades were bad. My test scores were bad. Where can I go? It happens to be the party school. Southern Illinois University. I go to there. I make a bunch of friends, artsy friends, hipster friends, partying friends. What do? I party. What do? I hook up with girls. I hook up with ladies. Became a slut maker. Sorry to all those ladies out there I may have hurt or traumatized. Sorry, truly. To all the friends I might have like abused or misused along the way or ripped off or taken advantage of. Sorry. Started doing a lot of drugs. Just, being selfish, living selfishly. What was I doing when I was 18 years old? I was living for myself. I thought this life is short. This is all we have. I better make the most of it. I better have all the fun, all the pleasure, make all the memories possible. And I didn't care or consider anyone else really, other than myself the whole time. If you were a girl and you were going to hook up with me, I didn't care about what happened afterwards. Just let's have fun. And who cares? We'll just never talk to each other ever again, regardless of the consequences. You're a friend of mine. Oh yeah, we're smoking weed together. Yeah, let's have fun tonight. Next day you want to hang out? Nah, I'm good. You aren't that fun to hang out with. You were fun when we were like smoking weed and getting drunk on Friday night, but Monday, when you have problems and you're coming to me, yeah, I'm not going to be there for you, bro. That's not fun. That's not helping me. That's not serving myself, right? No, I'm not going to be there for you. Didn't care about my grades. All I cared about was books, philosophy. I started reading just interesting books, American novels, podcasts, YouTube, conspiracies, politics. I mean, comedy. I just really got into just having fun, being funny, laughing, joking, having a good time, drinking, smoking, sexing, all the bad things that felt good, that served myself. I did it all. And it was bad. I thought it was good. It felt good temporarily, right? But was it? Was it? So eventually I moved out to California. My family started moving away from Illinois, where I grew up, all the way out to California. Cali. Moving from Chicago out to California, baby. And what do you think happened there? What do you think? Do you think that move changed my life and made me a better person? It absolutely did not. It made everything worse. I got more into smoking weed. It was legal. I got more into drinking. Everyone drinks. Everyone smokes cigarettes and drinks. All my friends are hipsters and artists. People I worked with at like Starbucks and coffee shops and stuff. Cool kids, hipsters, artists, musicians, comedians. And I just had fun. I had fun and I served myself. I had fun and I enslaved myself to my sins. Why would I? Why would I care? Why would it matter? Life is short. There's nothing beyond this life. I'll just do what I want. I'll have fun. I'll pleasure myself. I'll live for myself. Why would I do anything else? I did care for other people. I'll give people compliments, do a few charity projects, little things along the way where I'd pat myself on the back and say, yeah, you're a good guy. You care. And if I'm going to be honest, we'll get to this, but I look back and there's little times where God kind of did course correct me and teach me some morals and, help me and steer me. And he was stirring my heart to get me ready for what was going to come. But myself, my life, my choices, my soul, my mind, my lips, all just thought, you know what? God's not real. Life is short. Live for now. Live for myself. And that continued. And that continued. And it got worse. And it continued. And it got worse. And I started taking out loans so I could party and live comfortably. And that made my life bad. I lost a bunch of friends because I wasn't a good friend. And that made my life bad. I lost a bunch of friends because they just moved away or they, got married, had kids, and got too busy. For a dumb idiot like me, a bad friend like me, yeah, of course they don't have time for me anymore. And I got sad, and my job was stressful. I was about to lose my job, quit my job, just stressing out. My life, I dropped out of college. I was going to go back, but not. I was going to go be a firefighter, but couldn't stop smoking weed. So I never did that. It's just the snowball. Life got worse. I just kept becoming more depressed, more sad, more alone, more empty. And what was my solution? More weed, more drugs, more friends. I'll go, oh yeah, I lost all these friends, these people who were actually good people who left me because of course they did. Because of course they did. Well, I'll just make friends with you. Come on, be my friend. You bad influence, you partier. Let's just party together. Let's have fun together. Let's laugh together. Let's do bad things together. Life is short. Why would I not just live for myself, right? And it just goes, it snowballs. My finances get worse. My friends get worse. My friends that I did end up having were not good. Or the friends I ended up keeping were not good. You know, I don't like to talk about my family. I'll be very general whenever I talk about family members, but you know, some family started doing some shady things to me, some hurtful things to me. Again, job was a horrible situation. I just felt lost. I felt like empty. I felt no matter what, I can feel good tonight, but I can't feel good in general. I can smoke weed and feel giggly and laughy and bubbly right now, but when the high wears off, I was left alone and empty and broken. And it got so bad, it got so dark, it got so crazy that I just was going to kill myself, take my own life, end it now. It's been good. It's been fun. I haven't really done anything horrible. I didn't cross any severe lines, didn't kill anyone, murder anyone. I didn't really like abuse or harm anyone. Again, like a high schooler, like I wasn't really a bully, but I wasn't a good friend, right? I didn't really hurt anyone, but I hurt people, right? Just being selfish, just being self-serving, neglecting them, neglecting their needs, neglecting who they are, not caring at all about who they are. Because everything was about me. It was all about myself. And I've had this great idea, you know, I'm going to go take my own life before it gets any worse, before things get horrible, right? I'm going to take my life in the cleanest, simplest way possible before my family gets too embarrassed or too ashamed of me, right? I could die now pretty good. I could end it all tomorrow, go into the abyss, go into the blackness, kind of say, yeah, I enjoyed life and nothing really bad happened. Take my life, it's all over, right? Wrote the notes, packed my stuff, cleaned my stuff up, gave a bunch of my stuff away. Didn't tell anyone. Took off work for a week. Should have just quit, but whatever. Woke up one morning, went to drive to the place I was going to go kill myself, and God intervened. God divinely intervened. He sent the right person at the right time to pick me up and change my heart into hit the direction of him and away from the direction that led to death, away from my sin and away from my death. And my course got corrected. And when that course got corrected, it was undeniable that God is real. Not only is God real, he cares about me. Not only is God working and moving in my life, but he cares about my life. And he's there for me. Me. This piece of crap. This selfish, self-centered, degenerate, gross, disgusting, despicable person. The creator of the universe of everything good, true, and beautiful cared about me. And boy, did that hit me hard. And from that morning, I woke up. I was like, God's not real. I'm going to kill myself, go into the blackness, end it all, and just leave this existence forever. And that night, I went to bed knowing fully that God is real. He's there. He cares about me, and he has a plan for my life. So that hit me. That was real. That was a course correction. So what do? I, still being an idiot, still being an imbecile, still being a heathen, degenerate, I was like, yeah, I'll clean myself up. I'll get sober. I'll get skinny. I'll get healthy. I'll start just being a good person. I'll start helping people and saying nice things to people. I'll start caring about other people, right? And it kind of worked. There was a little bit of improvement there. There was a little bit of like, let's go, pumped up, motivating. If we're going to be honest, there was a lot of fear. There was a lot of, oh no, he's real. He's been watching me. He's involved in my life, and I've done a lot of bad stuff. So I got a lot of apologies. I got a lot of making up for lost time, right? Still me, still myself, still I got this. I'll save myself, me. And that lasted for a few months. And of course I relapsed. There was a night where I broke down and smoked too much, drank too much, ate too much, came home from the bar after kind of fighting with some friends, puked, felt the worst I'd ever felt in my life, spiritually, emotionally, and physically all at once. Broke down, cried profusely, sat on my bed, closed my eyes, and prayed my first prayer ever. I just said, God, I can't do this. I don't get this. I don't understand this. What's going on? Clearly, you're real and you're working and you're moving and you want me to be doing stuff, and I have no idea what that is. God, can you help me? God, I need you. You, not me. This life I've lived for 28 years, that's all been all about me. It's over. I'm ready. I submit. It's all about you now. And I opened my eyes and there was a Bible right there on the bookshelf. And my reaction was like, no, no, it couldn't have been that. It can't be that. Not that. The Christians are crazy. Not that. Jesus is like fake or like he's just a philosopher. The Bible can't be real, you know? And yet God led me to it. So I picked it up, take it off the shelf. I open it up. I skip the Old Testament because I'm still just, this is nonsense. This is garbage. Maybe there's something inside of it that he wants me to read. That Bible's clearly, obviously just fairy tales and fiction. Christians are obviously just dumb and stupid and wasting their life, Maybe there's something in the Bible, a little, something that might be what he wants me to see, to know, to understand, right? So I open my Bible, skip the Old Testament. I'm like, let's see what this Jesus guy's up to. Let's see if the New Testament. Let's start at the New Testament and let's let the old live there in the past, right? So I start reading. It's Matthew, first book, Matthew 1. It's genealogies, it's lineages, it's a bunch of confusing names. I don't get this. I don't understand this. This is weird. Chapter 2, chapter 3, it's like a virgin birth. That's weird. That probably didn't happen, right? John the Baptist, what is this guy, just like this crazy guy in the wilderness, like eating bugs? I'm not going to do that. What am I supposed to be like, that guy? No way. I'm not like that guy. I'm not going to do that. That's weird. And then Matthew 4 hit. And I encountered Christ. I encountered the Messiah, our Lord and Savior, right there in his word. Matthew 4, you see Jesus Christ, more than a man, more than a philosopher, some teacher, some wise guy, You see a man with authority. You see a man with power. You see a man that walks up to strangers, grown men with grown-up lives, walking up to them, and with the power and authority of his call, he says, follow me. And these men throw their lives away instantly to follow him. It's not just a dude. That's not just like a funny guy. That's not just a teacher. That's not just, oh, he's smart. I don't have anything going on in my life. I'll just do whatever. I'm like a vagabond. What do I have? I have nothing to lose. I'm going to follow this guy. No, they had everything to lose. They had families, they had careers, they had livelihoods, they had villages that cared about them, but they left immediately to follow. Jesus, this man was more than just a man. He was divine. He's healing people. He's amassing crowds are coming to hear him. The leaders are starting to fear him. There's something more here. And it hit me. There's something more to this man than just a man. There's something more to this book than just a book. There's something more here. And I kept reading. And Matthew 5 was everything I thought about Christianity that kept me away from it. They're hypocrites. They're selfish. They don't care about people. They're wasting their time. Spiritual whatever is some emotion fleeting thing. I mean, everything I thought about Christians, but they are the bad ones. Here's Jesus, my Lord, my Savior, telling us in red letters that all of that is not true. that he is the light, the truth, and the way, that he is the one we are to come to and surrender before. He's the meaning, he's the purpose, he's the reason. He's the bridge of the gap I was looking for. When I was on this side of the gap, he was the bridge that was leading me to God, led me to God. And it was just over. I read Matthew 5, I read Matthew 6, Matthew 7. It was just over, man. Boom, boom, boom. Daggers to my heart, fireworks, explosions in my heart. It was over. And I kept having this repeating thought, like, who kept this from me? Who kept this from me, man? It was here all along. The Christians were all around me all along. And I said no. I rejected it. Because I wanted to feel good and like live my own life, my own way, because I thought I was in control, because I wanted, all of it kept me from the truth. It kept me from the light and the love of God. It kept me away from a relationship with him. And that night I surrendered. And that night my life changed drastically. I mean, drastically. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, everything changed. My life the table was totally flipped in this temple. And God started moving. God started working. He led me away from bad influences, from bad friends, from family, chaos and turmoil. He led me to Nashville. It's a long story, but I just felt for the first time the Holy Spirit calling me to something beyond me, something greater than me, a purpose ahead of me that was mysterious and confusing and unknown. I didn't like it. I didn't want it. And yet the Spirit was moving me to Nashville. I had never been there. I didn't know anyone there. I didn't have a reason to go there, no job, no place to live. And yet I just packed my bags and moved. I just went. I said, yes, Lord, I'm here. I'm fully submitted. I don't understand this. I don't like it, but I will go. Here I am, Lord. Send me. I will go. And I went. This was 2019, the end of 2019. Packed my bags, gave stuff away, filled my tiny little Honda Fit with as much books and clothes as I could. And I drove across the country to Nashville, and it worked out. It worked out and it didn't work out. I lived homeless in Nashville. I met a lot of great people. COVID happened. Life fell apart for everyone. I was having a great time. I was on this magical journey with the Holy Spirit just burning in me. The fire of the Spirit just flaming hot, burning hot, leading me to people and places and teaching me lessons, correcting me, leading me to places where at first I thought they were blessings. I thought it was home. I thought these were forever friends. I thought this was my church. And boy, oh boy, was that wrong. But it was correct in the end. God was leading me to the people and the places that he needed me to. Not just, here's your friends, here's your church, but here are lessons. Here is course correction. The sanctification process from that time in 2019, that March of 2019, to even today, it's been nothing but trial and error, course correction, letting the Holy Spirit guide me, teach me, lead me, rebuke me, correct me. And that happened, yada, yada, yada. I started working different jobs, making new friends, drama, stuff happened, good things, bad things along the way. You know, just becoming a better Christian, slowly but surely. And 2023 was a significant year for me. Again, just the fire is raging. At this point, I have a lot of different Bible studies, awesome groups of friends, some family I reconnected with, you know. Things were going really good. Like good and bad, you know, sunshine and rain. But 2023, this summer, I went homeless on purpose. I felt called. You know, when I was homeless out of necessity, moving to Nashville, it was necessity. It was, I don't have money. I'm living out of my car. I'm going to make it work. And I made it work. It was awesome. And I felt the fire burning hot, right? And then I get a job, get a girlfriend, make some friends, church, start going through the motions, and start drifting away from loving and serving people. I won't evangelize that person. I'm not going to serve people. I need to serve myself first, right? I need to be selfish first before I'm selfless. And it's a long story, but 2023, I was like, you know what? My lease is up. I'm going to go homeless on purpose this time. I'm going to live out of my truck and do it on purpose this time. So I moved into my truck, started traveling around the South, felt unbelievably grateful every night, going to bed, being grateful for what I had, for what he's done for me. And the fire was burning. And I felt something big coming. I felt this like something is, son, you're doing things right now. Now that you've kind of left your going through the motions behind, now that you've left your selfishness behind, even after your salvation, you're still being selfish. You're still going through the motions. You're still making excuses. And now you're kind of cutting the crap and you're getting serious in your Christian walk. Playtime's over. Milk and honey's over. It's time to get serious, Sean. You're a Christian now. I need you to be a Christian man. I need you to break up with this girlfriend that's not going to be your wife. I need you to quit this job that's not what I need you to be doing. This career path that is not serving God's interest, right? Yeah, it's making money. It's not serving God. I need you to cut out your toxic friends. I need you to make up with your family. I need you to start doing the difficult things. And it was like, challenge accepted. We're going. We're on fire, baby. And I accepted. I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure I'm called to be single. But I felt this stirring. I felt something big is happening. I felt, 4 months of this, I felt like God was like, had a big reward waiting for me at the end of it, right? And I met a girl. And I fell in love. And I thought she was the one. I thought this was the reward. It made so much sense. God's like preparing me to do get my house in order, myself in order before, here's your wife. Now go make a family, right? Long story short, that didn't work out. That was a my bad. That was a me bad. That was wrong. That was my feelings and emotions. Again, choosing to drift away from the path God had for me. And I got heartbroken. And all of 2024, I had fun times with friends. I moved into a house with Christian guys, a lot of Bible studying. I started discipling young men. Like I started doing a lot of good things, having fun, doing things, living life well as a Christian in Nashville, working hard, being elevated in my job, being promoted in my job, but still heartbroken over this girl. There was this deep sadness I couldn't shake about this girl. And to this day, it wasn't about her. In the moment, I thought it was all about her. It's all about her. My love that got away. I blew it. I ruined it. Destiny. Maybe if I just hold out, maybe she is the one and this is a temporary pain. This is a lesson, a thing we'll laugh about on our wedding day when we tell the story of how we met and what happened, where, I said stupid things and we broke up and we realized later on that was a mistake and we got back together. But it wasn't. It wasn't. And my heart was broken. In 2024, I had a lot of hardship. I had some friends betray me. I had some family say and do some mean things. My job was stressful. My bosses started taking advantage of me. Bad things, bad things, bad things. Good things, fun things, but also just bad. And that fire, that burning fire I had early on in my Christian walk, and then when I kind of revived that fire, doing the homeless on purpose thing, that revival, that kindling of the fire got put out. Mainly because of the girl, but also because of a lot of other reasons. And so all of 2024, last year, I was just empty. I just felt distant. I felt the fire. I had faith. I didn't lose faith. I still trust you, Lord. I'm crying out with my lips. I'm crying out with my mind, my thoughts. Lord, I love you. I'm here for you. I'm your servant. I want more. I want to be good. I want to be a good, righteous man. I want to be yours. And I felt that fire burning very dimly. No matter what I did. Well, and I talked to friends and I talked to my mentor. What do I do? I just feel so distant from God. I feel like I'm the sheep and I'm going to the shepherd and he's running away or he's not even there. It's like, I trust the shepherd. I love the shepherd. I'm here, shepherd. I want to be with you. And I didn't hear the shepherd calling back. I didn't hear or feel his presence, right? I want this fire rekindled. What do I need to do? What do I need to throw on this small flame to get it to burn bright again? And I'd get told, pray more. I'd pray more. Nothing would happen. Read your Bible more. I'd read my Bible more. Nothing would happen. Serve, disciple more. I'd disciple more. Nothing happened. It seems like everything I did was this attempt to get back to that raging fire in my heart, and nothing happened. I felt him there. It's like I felt the shepherd there. I trusted, I had faith that the shepherd was there, but it just hurt. It just hurt. All year, I felt so hurt. I felt abandoned. I felt confused. What do I do? I'm meeting with friends. What do I do? I don't get it. Is this like a thing where God's like, hey, son, you're depending on me too much. I need you to go out and do some stuff for yourself. I need you to become a Christian man that takes care of stuff, you know? And so I'd do that, and that wouldn't work. And they'd be like, okay, well, then maybe that's pride. Maybe that's selfishness. Maybe that's me thinking like I can control myself. I'll let go. I'll surrender. I'll give everything up to you. And that didn't seem to work. And I just felt empty. I felt distant. And Thanksgiving, I saw my dad, and it was awesome. My dad had some health problems. He just had back surgery, had some knee problems. He had like blood clotting in his leg, minor stuff, nothing major. He had a back surgery that was kind of brutal on him in October. He was having a hard time with some stuff. And I went Thanksgiving to kind of help him, help take care of him, just be with him, fellowship with him. We had a great time. It was amazing. I did kind of have a thought as I'm driving back from, he lived in Champaign, Illinois. I lived in Nashville, Tennessee. Driving back that 6-hour drive, I did think a lot about our time together. I thought a lot about our life. We had really, the last few years, become best friends. I mean, after I became a Christian, I went to him and I forgave him for everything. I was like, look, Dad, you weren't the best dad to me, but you're a great man. And it doesn't matter what you did. It doesn't matter what happened. I forgive you. I forgive you truly for everything that happened. I can't change it. I don't like it. I think it caused a lot of problems in my life. Also, I don't care anymore. I let it go. I understand you're not perfect. I understand you didn't have God in your life. You didn't have a moral, righteous guide stone in your life. So you were lost yourself. How could you ever lead me in the right direction when you were, And we reconnected about this, and he had a lot of church hurt, but he was stirring, man. God was stirring in him. He came down a few times to visit me in Nashville. I took him to church with me. Every time he loved it. Every time he made comments about like, man, your church is awesome. I'm so glad you go there. Your church is amazing. They don't seem to be hypocritical. They don't seem to be fakers. They don't seem to be mean. There's actually love there. You have conversations with just my Christian community, my friends, my people in my church, me, and my dad was starting to see the light and the love of Jesus through us. He was stirring. He was changing. I was like, man, this is going to be the year. I'm driving back after Thanksgiving. I'm driving back to Nashville, and I'm like, you know what? I got about 10 or 15 more years of my dad. He's probably, my whole family got Alzheimer's. I'm starting to see the signs. He's probably going to get there. I have about 10 more years before it gets bad, probably. I have about 15, 20 more years before he's dead. I'm going to make the most of it. And that weekend, that Thanksgiving weekend, he was getting my advice on camping gear, because this year we were going to do a lot of camping. We were going to come here to Elkmont. I don't know if you can see behind me in the distance. You can see in the glasses, there's these cabins. This is a ghost town. It's not really a ghost town, but it's a former resort town where they built these cool cabins, and they kind of got abandoned, and they rebuilt them along the way. And we're here in this beautiful place in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. My dad was going to come. We were going to come on a camping trip here, right here where I'm standing, and visit this town and spend time together, fellowshipping and being together. And I'm driving home on Thanksgiving. I'm driving home and thinking, I got 10 years. I got 15 years. I'm going to get my life together. I'm going to build a house. I'm going to get some property. Eventually, I'm going to move my dad down here in Tennessee. But in the meantime, in 2025, this year, we're going to fellowship. We're going to have fun. And I'm going to finally get him to cross that line from a non-believer to a saved soul, right? And I'm driving, and I get back to my life. I had just a few weeks before done this again, the homeless on purpose thing. My lease was up. I ended my lease and started living out of my truck. So I drive back to Nashville. I'm living out of my truck. I'm making it work. I'm working my job, which was crappy. Some friends were betraying me. There's some stuff going on, some stress, some drama, whatever. It's going into the holiday season. Everyone's, getting happy, buying presents, getting ready for all that. It's getting cold. But also, I'm kind of feeling a little more stirred. I'm feeling like the fire is burning a little bit brighter. I'm feeling a little closer to God, but still not there yet. And I get a call. I got a few weird texts, cryptic texts. I felt like something dark had happened. I was kind of jumping to conclusions. Maybe a family member died. Maybe some bad things happened. Maybe I'm about to lose my job. I'm like jumping to these conclusions, but I felt the spirit inside me say, brace for impact. And I knew something bad was about to happen. And I'm driving home from work. I get a call. Are you, it's my mom. My mom and dad, again, were divorced. Recent years, they'd kind of made up, kind of grown closer together it was beautiful. It was like a beautiful little thing. Again, my mom and dad's hearts are kind of been stirring and shaking. I think God is moving in both of them, or was moving in them. And I get a call, and the call is my mom. She says, are you in a place where you can talk? I'm not. I'm driving in traffic in the rain in Nashville. I'm like, yeah, I can talk, Mom. What's up? And she just said, your dad is dead. I was like, no, he's not. What are you talking about? No, he's not. I said, yeah, the neighbor came over and found him. He was dead. Heart attack. Now we're going to have to deal with just the stuff. Family coming back to town, deal with the funeral. He's got a bunch of stuff in his house. Like, there's going to be stuff that's going to have to get done, but he's dead. He died. There's no undo on that. And, my life just fell apart, I never felt more sad. I felt worse than when I was going to kill myself. I felt so low, so dark, so empty, so alone. I'm already homeless. I'm already mobile. God did that for me. And I was able to just move up into his house, in Illinois, and start taking care of his house, getting it ready for the funeral. After the funeral, saw this stuff happen and just started divvying up his stuff, organizing his stuff, getting the estate stuff prepared and ready, working with my aunt, who was the executor of his estate, just being the hands of the operation, just taking care of his things to be given away or donated, and just living in his house for months. And that January, I had some family did some bad stuff. I won't get into it, but some multiple family, because of the grief and the craziness and all the stuff they have in their own lives, came back to me. I lost my best friend and my dad, and I felt so alone. And I cried out again to God, alone in my dead father's house. Lord, like, I'm your sheep. I'm here. I want you. I want your fire. What's happening? I believe you. I love you. I'm thankful, but where are you? I want you. And now I look back at it and I realize that year before, that year leading up to his death, when I felt so distant from God and I wanted to blame everyone else but me, I wanted to blame him. I wanted to blame my friends. I wanted to blame my job. I wanted to blame anything else other than my own heart. Because I look back and I say, I see clearly now. I know fully, deeply know now that with my lips and with my thoughts, I was saying, God, I love you and I'm here for you. I'm your sheep. I love you. I trust you. And it was all lip service. It was all my thoughts. It was all in my head. And my heart wasn't there. My heart was still for myself. My heart was still making excuses. My heart wasn't pursuing him. And when I lost my dad and I lost everything, I lost my job and friends and family, and I lost him, I finally surrendered. Lord, here I am. I'm ready. Not just with my lips and my words and my thoughts, but I'm ready. Your servant is here and he's ready. What do you need me to do? And so I went. And now the Spirit has been moving me in powerful, magical ways. And it's been awesome. It's been great. And obviously, if you can't tell by the tears, it still hurts, man. I lost my dad. He was my best friend. Sucks. He was so close. He was so close, man. I thought this year was going to be like the greatest thing ever. Was going to be me and my dad were going to spend a bunch of time together and we had like 3 different camping trips, and we were going to do these fun things and go to football games and baseball games together. And the whole time I was going to keep fellowshipping with him and just shining the light and love of God at him, And now I don't. And now I don't have the time. I don't have that time left. And I wonder all the time, did I do enough? Did I say enough? Will I see him again? And it hurts. It hurts, man. But that hurt is being pushed, is motivating me and pushing me into the direction God needs me to be and away from where I want to be. The life I want is not the life I need. Every time I seek for myself, every time I go, you know what, I want this, I think this, God is pushing me over here in this direction. And when I say no to him and I pursue myself, my own wants, my own needs, my own desires, bad things happen. A wake of destruction behind me, of bad things happening. And it took losing everything for me to finally, truly hit the bottom and surrender with arms wide open and an open heart that says, Lord, lead me. I let go. Now, Holy Spirit, come in and lead me. And I wish that wasn't the case, but like we said at the beginning of the stream, life requires struggle. Life is hard. There can't always be sunshine. There needs to be rain in order for beautiful things to happen, right? Did I do enough? Did I care enough? Could I have said more? Could I have cared more? Could I have done more? But like the river, the water in the river that just keeps on flowing, time keeps going, keeps on going. Life keeps happening. And you can't get stuck in the past. You won't get stuck in the past. You have to keep going forward into your destiny, into the path ahead, into the life ahead. Can't take it back. So what do I do? What do I do with these tears? What do I do with the sadness? What do I do with this free time on my hands? I don't have a job. I don't have a house. What am I to do? Lord, your servant is finally here. Your servant is finally listening. What am I to do? And if you've been following the stream, we're figuring it out as we go. But clearly, he is leading me into a life of service, into a life of shining the light and love of Christ onto others, onto strangers, onto the downtrodden, the forgotten, also the self-righteous and the unbelievers. The people who think they're so Christian, they got everything figured out, and it's leading them away from God because they believe their actions and their words save them, yet their heart is distant. And the unbeliever, the people sleeping on the concrete and the people who are serving the people sleeping on the concrete, who both are lost. God has been leading me towards them. I'm still figuring it out. It's a trial and error process, but we are figuring out what this means. But God has been here moving powerfully through it all. Story after story, day after day, just saying, yes, Lord, I'm here. What would you like me to do? I will do it. And it's been powerful, man. It's been magical. Keep up with the rest of my streams and the streams going forward. I'm going to talk about it all. And this isn't even scratching the surface on some of the things, But it took losing my dad to realize you can't control others. You can only control yourself. And you don't heal by forgetting. You heal with forgiveness. You don't heal by forgetting. You don't become better. You don't become more righteous. You don't become more godly or closer to God by trying to forget who you used to be, by trying to forget about your past, your mistakes, who you used to be. You don't forget all the heartbreak. You don't forget all the failures. You don't forget all the people you've hurt. You don't forget all the people who've hurt you. You forgive them. You don't forget anything. You forgive, and that sets you free because you can't control them. You never will. You can't control what happened to you. You can't change what happened to you. You never will. Like the river, time keeps going forward. And if you try to stay in the past, whether you like it or not, man, that water will rush you forward into your future. You can't forget where you were upstream, but you can forgive and move forward into a better place. You can let the river take you forward into a better place. Forgive like he forgave everybody. Your dad, your mom, your friends, your bosses, your exes, your old friends, your new friends, your strangers on the street, anyone who hurts you or causes you harm or does anything bad to you, forgive them like God forgave you. Like God forgave me for my many sins, for my debauchery, for my gross selfishness that I had my whole life. Even as a Christian, I kept being selfish. I kept being short-sighted. And yet God was there. And yet God was working. And yet God forgave. So what can I even possibly do to start returning that favor? His patience, his lovingness, his kindness, his mercy. What do I possibly have to give him in return for it all? And as I'm sitting alone in my dead father's house, alone, family hates me, friends hate me, my old job hated me, feel like the whole world's against me, man. Obviously there's a lot of friends and family and people that were there for me along the way, but you can't forget all the bad as well that was happening, the evil around you, the wickedness. And as I'm alone in my father's house, just crying out and surrendering truly with my heart, Lord, have it. You've had my words, you've had my faith, you've had my emotions, you've had my name, you've had me in theory, but you haven't fully had my heart yet. And if that's the gift you want, that's the gift I'll give. And I have fully surrendered to him. And in return, he has fully reignited the fire inside me. He has fully made his presence known to me. For what I've given to him, which couldn't even come close to the greatest gift ever, the salvation for my sins that I could never save on my, a gift I could never even come close to acquiring on my own. He gave that gift to me, and I gave him lip service in return. I gave him a little bit of works and a little bit of charity in return. I did some good things along the way. I helped some people, I want to say. But if we're being honest, I was giving him my lips and my thoughts, and it took losing everything and having everything important taken from me for me to truly, really, deeply understand that the gift he wants in return is my heart. And so I've given it to him. I've let go. I've let go. And as a result, he has given me his spirit. He has reignited that fire inside me, and he's put me on a crazy mission. I'm still figuring it out. I don't know what's up with this, but I am obedient. I'm walking into it. I'm pushing into it for the first time, truly. He's been leading me in this direction. I've wanted to go in the other direction. That's my own self-serving direction, my own ways, my own desires and thoughts and wants. And instead, he's been pushing me over here. And for the first time this year, I've let go and I've let him lead me. And it's been awesome. It's been amazing, dude, in so many ways. Big and low, with my friends, my family, with strangers, with unbelievers and believers. Like, he is working and he is moving powerfully through me, which has been a wild ride, man. But forgive like he forgave everybody. When I was still a sinner, I was weak, I was broken and pathetic and gross and useless. Jesus loved me so much, he died for me. I was still gross, I was still pathetic, I was still a liar, I was still self-serving, and yet Jesus died for me in my place. On a cross, man. A brutal death, the punishment I deserved. He still loved me so much. He took on that pain and punishment for me in my place and offered me a gift of salvation, of eternal life. And all he wants is my heart. And I was holding that back for some reason. It's the greatest love story ever, man. Would you do that for someone? Would you do that for your husband or your wife or your parents or your kids? The greatest love story ever told. Not ever told, just ever. Greater than all the riches and friendships and families and fun times and beautiful things I get to experience, all these beautiful, awesome things, right? All the fun times I've had. You know, this weekend I was out whitewater rafting with friends and campfires and hanging out with them. It was awesome, man. It was so good. It was so peaceful, so full of joy, so amazing. All the beautiful things I've seen, beautiful artwork I saw in Chicago, architecture I've been seeing in all these cities, awesome, friendly, amazing people I've been meeting, fellowshipping with. It's greater than all that, man. Greater than any relationship ever could be. He died for me, and now I may be set free from the slavery of my sin, set free from my own sin. Yeah, I've been angry the last couple of years at God. I've been angry at him and disappointed, but I still trusted him. I've been very sad. I've been crying a lot lately. I've been very sad and crying a lot this year, but I still have hope. I still know deep down there is hope. But even with the pain and the heartbreak, the disappointment, the failures, whatever, man, all the bad things, they happen. They're going to happen. They did happen. They're happening right now. They will continue to happen. But God. But in the end, God will make things good. Like the rain coming down on me on my campground. It's like, man, now my stuff's wet. Man, now everything's weird and, confusing. And I took away my whole morning was lost and blah, blah, blah. And it's cold. It's wet. Now I got to hang up stuff. I got blah, 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 blah. And then look at the beauty. Look at the beauty river, beautiful river raging. Look at all the green life growing. Look at the birds chirping and the insects buzzing and just goodness, man, that comes out of the bad, out of the struggle, out of the heartbreak, out of the bad. Good comes. Mercy triumphs over judgment. Because look at me, man. Look at my whole life. Me as a dumb idiot kid, rebellious, stupid, selfish, denying Christ, denying his word, his light, his love, being mean to people, ungrateful, selfish. And then even after I become a Christian, I'm still doing it. I'm still being selfish. I'm still living for myself, if we're being honest. If we're going to summarize things, yeah, I did some good. Yeah, I'd made some sacrifices. Yes, God was working powerfully in my life and doing good things as a result. Even despite myself, him still working out good things. But his mercy triumphed over the judgment I deserved. The punishment I deserved, he took it on. He had mercy on me, a sinner, a gross, weak, pathetic, degenerate idiot. He still had mercy on me despite the judgment I deserved, which is eternal damnation, eternal separation from him. I rebelled against him. I rejected him. I said, you're fake, you're not real, I don't want you. And I tried to leave him. And yet he had mercy on me. I deserved punishment, and instead he took on the punishment. I deserved eternal separation, And he decided, for whatever reason, to draw me in, to bring me close, to not let me break that tether forever. And instead has drawn me back in to him and his presence and a relationship with him, truly. Not a religion, not going through the motions, but a relationship with him because of his mercy. So what can I do now but have a heart that's merciful towards others? What can I even do, as we've talked about on previous streams, man, to even begin to scratch the surface on what I can do to return all that he's done for me, all that he's created for me, all he's done for me, the patience he's had for me? What can I even do? I can start by being merciful like he is merciful. He had mercy on me. I was still a sinner and he had mercy on me. I was still bad and he had mercy on me. So what can I do in return? I can have mercy on others. I can also try to have that mercy that God had on me for others, whether they be my brothers and sisters in Christ or just strangers, neighbors, unbelievers, people where God's stirring in their heart and people where they still are pushing and running away from God. I can return the favor to him by having mercy on them all. Having mercy on the churchian, legalistic Christians who think they're better than me, I can have mercy on them, despite my thoughts about them. Despite how lost I see they are, I can still have mercy on them. I can still forgive them. The unbelievers who mock me and shame me, call me crazy, call me stupid, I can still have mercy on them and forgive them and love them anyways, like Christ loves them. Mercy should define your relationships with other people. Christian man, Christian woman, mercy should define your relationships with other people, all people. Mercy over judgment. We are not to be judgmental, judgers. There's a time and a place for that. You can judge sins, whatever. We'll get into that debate later on. But in general, your relationships with other people, whether they be the righteously indignant, the people who think they know it all and they're saved and they got it going on and they've been Christians their whole life and they know what's up, they know what's up, they know what's right, they know what's wrong, they're so confident in that. Have mercy on them. Have mercy on them. Forgive them. Love them anyways. Have hope in them that they will change. You disagree with them, you think they're wrong, pray for them, pray with them, have mercy on them, and forgive them, and love them anyways. The unbeliever mocks you, mocks your God, mocks your faith, attacks you, calls you stupid and crazy, tries to hurt you, mess your life up, cause you pain, persecute you. Have mercy on them. Forgive them. Love them anyways. It's what Christ would have done. It's what Jesus Christ did. It's what he would do. And Christian brothers and sisters, we must do the same. We must also have mercy over judgment onto others. That's my call for you on the stream. That's my ask of you. That's what I wrote. We'll just read what I wrote. Live a life of love and sacrifice for those down and less fortunate, the poor, the least, the rich, the highest, all those close to, and all those furthest from God. Those close to God, those far away from God. Have mercy on them, forgive them, love them, and sacrifice for them, regardless of what you get in return. And the Lord your God will reward you with him, with his presence, with his fire, with a relationship, a tether, a reuniting of your soul to him for eternity. And that is your reward, Christian. You won't get your reward here and now. You won't convince them they're wrong. You won't get apologies. You might not even get them to forgive you. But your reward for your mercy, for your grace, for your sacrifice, for your love, your reward is an eternal reunion with the Lord, your Savior, the creator of everything, dude. That's so awesome. That's so crazy. And yet it's true. And yet you have the chance to do this. I have the chance to do this despite our sins, despite our mistakes, despite our selfish hearts, despite it all. He died for us. He loves us, and he wants us to be reunited with him. So do it. Compassion is to suffer with, to sit in the pain of others. Have compassion, Christian brother. Have compassion on those around you. Sit with them in their pain. Suffer with them if they are suffering. Lift them up. Don't push them aside. Gratitude unlocks your praise and worship. It fertilizes your fruit. It jumpstarts your works. It unlocks your soul and it sets you free. Be grateful for the sacrifice made for you and the gift of salvation, and go share it with others and serve them. Be grateful for the sacrifice made for you and the gift of salvation you didn't deserve. Go share it with others. Share it with others and serve them. Share the light and love of God with others and serve them like God would serve them. Wash their feet like Jesus would wash their feet. Sacrifice for them like Christ would sacrifice his life for them. Let's get serious, man. Enough lip service, enough thoughts, enough I'm good, I'm saved, we're all fine. Guys, it's time to really cut the crap and let your heart be given up to him. See if I'm missing stuff. Yeah. I'll just read some things I have written down before I forget them and pass over them. And yeah, I wrote, for Jesus to take the wheel, you have to let go. Isn't that everyone's little bumper sticker? I let Jesus take the wheel. Do you? Because for Jesus to take the wheel, you kind of have to let go. Yeah, right? Do you trust him really? You might have a little bit of trust. You might have had trust in the past, but right now in this moment, do you trust him enough to let go of that wheel? Or are you still wanting to be in control? Control of yourself, control of others. You got to be in control. You want to feel powerful. You want to feel safe. You want to feel good. But are you willing to let go and let Jesus take the wheel? For the Holy Spirit to move in you, you have to let it. I wanted that fire to burn bright. Lord, I've had the fire in my life before. I just feel so like the fire is dim now and weak. What do I do? Well, you have to let it in. You have to let it burn. I wasn't. I look back on myself, it's laughable now. In the moment, I'm like angry and confused, and I'm crying out, and I'm praying, and I'm reading, and I'm doing all the things. Bible studies, churches, meeting with friends. What am I doing? I want to do it. I keep wanting to do anything and everything I can to have that fire inside me reignited, Lord. What do I need to do? I'll do it. I'll read, I'll pray, I'll go, I'll do things. What do I need to do? And it was so easy and so obvious. It's all he needs you to do is to not, is to let go, is to not do, is to just say, Holy Spirit, here I am. Come unto me, lead me, guide me, teach me, correct me, rebuke me, lead me. Take the wheel. Let go and let God move. Let go and let God move. So, all that being said, I wrote, I don't understand, but I'm here. I don't understand what's going on still. I'm still figuring stuff out. This journey I'm on right now, I don't really get it, but I'm here. But we're here, but I'm going. But my feet are moving forward. My bags are getting packed. I'm making mistakes and I'm correcting them as I go. I'm learning from them and I'm using it as motivation. I don't like this, but I'll obey. I don't understand, but I'm here. I don't like this, but I'll obey. I'll live out of my truck. I'll quit my job. I'll trust that the Lord will provide for me along the way, and he does. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Maybe I'm supposed to help this person. I try helping them. It was correct. You know, I'll try this way. I'll try helping them this way. Ooh, that was wrong. Learn from that. Don't do that again. I feel like I should help this person, but it's weird. It's scary. It's sketchy. I don't, it's out of my comfort zone. And I don't, and it's incorrect. And you get course correction. You get rebuking. You get conviction. You let the Spirit move you and guide you in your triumphs and your accomplishments and the highs, but also in the lows, in the mistakes, the failures. Here I am, Lord. I've let go of the wheel. You're now in control. My feet will move. I will go forward in the direction you want me to go, the direction you want me to go. I will go through the door that you have opened, not over here trying to force myself into a door that you're closing for me over and over again. I will go where you need me to go with all my heart, with all my soul and my mind and my strength. I will go where you need me to go. And where do I know I need to go? My arms are open. My heart is open. I am fully surrendered for the first time. Here I am, Lord. Send me. Be with me as I go. And boy, has he. And when I fail and when I fall short, Lord, remind me who you are and remind me what I am to do. Every day I pray. I read my Bible and I pray, Lord, show me who you are and show me what you want me to do. And boy, does he. Boy, does he. So we went to Athens. So I had a little trip with my friends last weekend on the Coe River, the Chilhow campground. Had some fun with my friends. They all went back to their lives in Nashville. And I've kind of started part 2 of my big, long journey. So if you've been following the streams, earlier this spring, I started the journey. I think we're at day like 110 right now. So the first part was traveling the Midwest. I traveled all through these different college towns and different cities, seeing friends, seeing family, seeing fun stuff I wanted to see, doing some camping. But really, I felt for the first time the Spirit pushing me towards the people sleeping on concrete. I mean, my eyes were open at just how gross our country has become, how low some people are, and then how high some people are. And it's just gross. And the Spirit, again, has been powerfully moving me and convicting me of this, showing me this. If you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said, yeah, you can't really help the homeless. What are you going to give them money? They'll just buy drugs with it, cigarettes. What are you going to do? Give them food? Okay, well, that's one night of food. They're just going to be starving next week. Can't help them. Pray for them. That's it. And God has been pushing me out of my comfort zone and towards them. Love them. Pray for them. Show them his light and his love. Hold their hands. Introduce yourself. Ask their names. Listen to their stories. Go and literally sit next to them on the concrete and just sit there with them. I've done that multiple times. It's been some of the most powerful moments of my life is just sitting on the concrete next to someone who sits on the concrete, who sleeps on the concrete, just sitting there saying, I am a human being. You are a human being. Don't forget that. You don't forget that there's someone out, at least someone that cares enough to not walk by you, but to stop, come down to your level and be with you and have compassion with you and sit in your struggle with you. Even if it's just 30 minutes, I'm here with you, brother. Hold my hand. Let my skin touch your skin. Let us both be reminded we are God's. We are created in God's image and that we're here. We might as well love each other. We might as well have compassion for each other. I don't really have money to give you. I can't really lift you out of your current state. But what I can do is shine a little bit of light and love on you. I can ask how I can be praying for you. I can give you advice and encouragement. I can give you nice words. But more importantly, I can just show I care. I can just actually care. I can take the time and the energy and the effort to hold your gross hand firmly and for an extended period of time. I don't care how gross you are. I don't care the mistakes you've made in your past. I don't care the pain you've been through. I don't care about anything. What I do is I care about you, a human being who has been judged, who has been forgotten, who has been left alone, who people don't care about. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to have mercy on you. I'm going to forget your past and I'm going to forgive you, whatever it was. I'm going to care about you. I'm going to hold your hand. We're going to share a loving embrace as two human beings who are not perfect, who were sinners at one point, and yet who God sacrificed his only son for. And yet a God, two creations made in God's image who have had struggles, who have experienced the rain, but yet still appreciate when the sun comes out. Two human beings that can sit together, hold each other's hands, hug each other, and just let each other know, like, somebody cares for real. A person cares. And by the way, do you know why I care? Because God cares. He cares about me and he cares about you. And together we can be reminded in this loving embrace, this hug, this handshake, this sitting next to you on your level on the ground, we can be reminded that we are a part of this story, his story, the greatest story ever told, the greatest story ever. We are a part of it. We're offered it to experience it. But more importantly, we still have hope. We still have goodness to come. Even if it's not in the sin-sick world, this chaotic, crazy, crappy place, this life and this place that we have, sorry your life has been whatever, either unfortunate or you've made mistakes. Whatever's brought you to this place where you're begging for change or you're sleeping on concrete, whatever's brought you there, regardless of it all, there is still hope in eternity, forever, that you can be reunited. Even you can be reunited with your Creator who loves you and wants you to come home to him. And if me just holding their hand or hugging them reminds them of that or informs them of that, then it's job well done. And that seems to be the mission he's pushing me on. If you'd have asked me this a year ago, I would have called you crazy, man. I would have told you I'm crazy. You're crazy. And not just the homeless, but the people helping the homeless. Not just serving the people sleeping on concrete. Not just shining the light and love of God onto them, but also shining the light and love onto the people who are lost, who are helping or attempting to help the people sleeping on concrete. Help those people down there and also help the people up here who are trying to help those people down there. Help them all. Help the righteous and help the unrighteous. Help the loving and the unloving. Help the lost, those distant from God, and the found, those close to God. Whoever they are, show mercy upon them, forgive them, and love them anyways. So that's what I've been up to. And I've started making little care packages. I have little care packages, toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant, like hand sanitizer, wet wipes. I have cans of soup, cans of food that I give to them. And I put them in a backpack and I walk around cities and I try to help those people. Some of them, if they're just sleeping, I just set it there. I leave it there for them. And if I can, I try to have a conversation. I try to hold their hand. My name is Sean. What's your name? Hey, you stranger. Hey, you sleeping on the ground right now. What is your name? Where did you come from? What is your story? How can I help you? How can I be praying for you? I care about you. truly, I am here for you. Yeah, I'm going to have to leave and be on my merry way. But in this moment, I care for you, truly. And don't you ever forget that. Don't you ever forget that Jesus loves you and that people who love Jesus also love you. Don't you ever forget that. So I went on that trip last week with my friends. We did some rafting, we did some campfire, some hiking, we had some fun, we had some laughs. It was great. The one ask I had of them, I spent a lot of money on that trip. There was some stuff, yeah. There was some letdowns, some disappointment. I spent a lot of money I don't really have, but it was all worth it. The one ask I had of my friends who came on that trip with me, shout out to them. They were awesome, truly. The ones who showed up, the ones who actually did show up, who made their yes be yes and showed up there for me, for us, for God. Boy, was it a great time. It was an edifying time. It was a fun time. But we learned, man. We learned a lot. We prayed together. We broke bread together. It was great. But the one ask I had of them was I wanted them to write them notes. I wanted my friends to write notes, just whatever was on their heart and mind, of just encouragement, of love, of hope, optimism, compassion, whatever it may be. I had them write whatever they want onto notes, and I put those notes that they wrote into the care packages that I would be giving. And my thought is that as I go, again, this is trial and error. This is me still figuring out what works and what doesn't work by literally going out into the darkness and attempting to spread the light and seeing what's effective and what's not, seeing what's wasting my time and what's not, what's wasting my energy and resources and what's not. And so far, these care package things seem to be at least a conversation starter. It's not really going to help them. It's, travel size deodorant, travel size hand sanitizer, a toothbrush, tiny little toothpaste, which, by the way, shout out to, I won't dox them, but you know who you are, the people who donated toothbrushes and toothpaste to me and to this journey and my cause, this mission I'm on. They lead a Bible study that I'm in. I'm not going to dox you or say your names on my live stream because I have haters and stuff, and Satan will try to break me down, break you down, attack you. If he can't attack me, he'll try to attack you. But this husband and wife who lead a Bible study, they shall not be named, but thank you. Truly, thank you. They donated boxes full of toothbrushes and toothpaste to me and to this cause. Thank you to my other friend who donated a little bit of money to me so that I can buy stuff, buy travel size deodorant, buy, little hand sanitizer, travel size things. And thank you to my friends that came on the camping trip that wrote letters, heartfelt, meaningful letters that are also part of this care package. And thanks be to God for giving me enough resources and for continuing to provide for me when I feel like he hasn't. He does provide for me, and he does give me excess so that I may also buy food and buy other stuff. And yeah, it's temporary. It's a little bag. It's a little bag of small stuff. It's one can of soup with a message on it. Taped on it says, Jesus loves you and so do I. And I go and I seek out the people sleeping on concrete and sitting on benches. And I give them that. And it's not much, but it's something. It's not going to last them a while, but it'll last a day or a week. But what will last is the conversation that gets started because of it. Because when I hand them that stuff and I shake their hand and I say, my name is Sean, what is your name? How can I be praying for you? A conversation starts. It begins, and they will begin to have the chance, not the chance, but they will begin to have this opportunity. It sounds like I'm glorifying myself. I'm not. But this opportunity arises between us in that moment for me to shine the light and love of Christ onto them, those who need it most. And so I had this camping trip last weekend. This week, I'm kind of driving around, Georgia, the foothills of the Appalachians, driving around North Georgia and Western South Carolina, Western North Carolina, now Eastern Tennessee, just driving in and around the mountains. And day one of my real trip, where I have my care packages, I have everything ready to go, put them into a backpack, and I start walking around Athens, Georgia. College town, University of Georgia's there. I'm walking around, and there's a lot of people having fun and partying. And there's a lot of people sleeping on concrete, sitting on benches with the saddest looks on their face and the most torn, ratty clothes, haven't shaved in months. And I started going. I started handing these little care packages to them. How can I pray for you? Ron, all he wanted was a job. I can't give you a job, Ron. I'm sorry I can't give you a job. I can't even give you money. I won't even be here tomorrow. I'm going to be driving I went to Clemson the next day, Clemson, South Carolina. But I can't help you practically, Ron. I can be praying for you, and I will be praying for you. Pray for Ron. And at the end of it, we just sat there and talked. A human being to a human being, both equally created in the image of God, both equally loved by God the same. Mercy over judgment to the stranger. And I went on my way, and I'm walking, and I encounter this guy, James. I'm going a little bit out of order just for the sake of the story. But I see this guy named James, and I'm like, hey, James. Nice to meet you. I'm Sean. How can I be praying for you? And he just said, pray for humanity. He said, pray for goodwill and for humanity. Make this world a better place with your prayers. And I started crying. Me and James hasn't shaved in probably a year. He's very dirty. I'm touching like the fingertip gloves, you know, like how people have the gloves with the fingertips cut off. We're just holding hands, praying for humanity together, praying for y'all out there together. Me and James, who will be sleeping somewhere in Athens tonight on the concrete. Me and James, who will be praying for each other now as we go, will also be praying for you. To have more goodwill in your heart and to care a little more about the other people in your life. And so I keep going, and I'm starting to feel, you know, the Spirit stirring. I'm feeling a little sad. I'm feeling a little, you know, am I doing enough? And I come across a woman laying underneath the awning of a business on the concrete. She's got stuff all around her. I approached her, bent down to her. I said, hello, my name is Sean. What's your name? She said, Jenny. I said, hi, Jenny. I have this for you. It's a can of soup with a message taped on it. I have a little care package. It's not much, but it'll help a little bit. And she looked up with me. She's cross-eyed, like crazy cross-eyed, and they're just starting to water. And I just said, Jenny, how can I help you? And she just said, pray for me. And I said, I will be praying for you, Jenny. I'm going to go. I have to travel. Like, I'm homeless myself. Tomorrow I won't be here. I will be praying for you. But is there anything else I can do for you right now? And she just said, I don't know. I have health problems. She started going through a list of health problems she had. It's diabetes and blood clots and all these problems. And I can't help her with that. What can I do? I can't pay her medical bills. I'm not a doctor. I can't cure her illnesses. She's got a thing taped on her arm because she just had an IV. She said like her medical bills, like she's about to run out of whatever medical stuff she has providing for her. Can't afford it. She's living on the street. She has all of her money just goes to whatever she can to help her health. She can't pay rent. She can't buy food. She's just sleeping on the concrete, eating a can of soup that a stranger gives to her. And we sat there. We cried. I'm crying right now. We cried together, man. And I prayed over her and I prayed with her. And I told her, I was like, Jenny, can you do me a favor? I have to leave. I'm going to go. I'm going to keep trying to help other people here, you know, in the city. I'm going to keep walking around and handing these care packages out and helping people. So I have to go help them, and then I have to leave. But I say, can you do me one favor? Can you just go to a church, find a church here and ask them for help? I said, can you just go into one of these churches? I'm sure there's a bunch of churches all around town, on the college campus, in the city. Go into these churches, please, and ask them for help. Say, a Christian man sent me here. He wanted me to ask you guys to help me. And she looked me in the eyes, man, cross-eyed, tears. And she said, I have. She says, I have. I've been to these churches and they don't put up with me for long. They kick me out. They don't help me. They don't pay my medical bills. They pray for me. And I kind of lost it, man. I kind of at that point was just like awkwardly like, I'm sorry, Jenny, I'm going to go. I'm going to see if this guy needs help. There's a guy over here. I'm going to see if he needs help. But I'll be praying for you. I love you. It was nice talking to you. And I'm going to go. And I walked away and I turned a corner and I found a bench and I just cried. Just started crying like I am right now. Like, dude, what the hell, man? Who cares? Like, who does care? Does anyone? There's just people sleeping on the ground, man. They go into churches and the churches just kick them out. These churches will remodel their buildings and, pay for fancy, fun VBS decorations for their kids. And they'll, throw some money at a soup kitchen and pat themselves on the back and say, good job. We helped. We're servants of Christ. We helped. We gave 5% of our tithing money to some soup kitchen somewhere down the street. We helped. We're good Christians, right? And there's a woman named Jenny who's just dying. She's going to die. Jenny will be dead in a year or two. She will sleep on the concrete. She will be cold. People will walk right over her, step over her, ignore her. Churches will kick her out and say, there's nothing we can do for you. Good luck out there. And Jenny's going to suffer and she's going to die. And there's a campus full of kids that could be helping her. There's a city full of people that could be helping her. I could be doing more. I could be helping her. You could be helping her. People could be helping her, man. And instead, we're just walking right over them. And I've never been more sad and angry at the same time. At people, at the church, at myself, What am I? I'm doing something, but what am I really doing, I got deodorant for him. I got a little can of soup for him. I got love. I got prayers. I got a little bit of compassion. I got a little bit of time to give to her. But she's still going to suffer and die soon. And, I just wonder if we care enough. I get it. If you're an unbeliever, you want to feel good about yourself. You want to donate to the soup kitchen and pat yourself on the back and pretend like you're a good person and justify all the bad stuff you do and the guilt you feel and the shame you feel about all the stuff you're doing that's sinful. And you want to do some good things, say some good things, pat yourself on the back and feel good. I get it. But my Christian brothers and sisters who are so lost themselves and who don't care at all, they care about their jobs. They care about themselves. They care about themselves. They want a wife. They want a husband. They want a big house. They want a good job. They want to chase their career. They want to feel good at, a big fancy worship night, They want it for themselves. They're with their lips and with their minds saying, I love you, God. I trust you, God. I know I'm saved. And with my lips, I'm going to say, I'm your servant. I care. And with their heart, they don't give a fuck. And I'm sorry for the profanity. But that's all I can say, man. That's all I can think about, man. It's all that's been on my mind is like, yeah, this is great. I've been in nature. It's been amazing. It's been peaceful. But I just keep thinking of Jenny, man. And how little we give a fuck about these people. And I want to care more. And I want you to care more. And I want us to care, man. I really, really want us to care truly about those people, about the people sleeping on the concrete, about the unbelievers that are the only ones that seem to actually be trying to help. I go around, I'm like, hey, who in the city is doing stuff to help these people? And yeah, some churches will throw money at a cause, and those causes are usually liberal atheists that are just altruistically patting themselves on their back to feel good, Where are the Christians with hearts fully surrendered, saying, yes, Lord, I love you, and I'm going to love your people, despite what they look like, despite their race or their gender, what they've done in the past, the sins they've been doing or the sins they're doing right now. I'm going to love like Christ loves me, and I'm going to sacrifice my time, my money, my life for them, because Jesus did that for me. And I'm going to return the favor by doing it for them. And instead, Christian brothers and sisters, let's be fucking real. You're not. You're stepping over these people. You're working jobs that are stupid, maybe sinful, so that what, you can be comfortable, you can have nice stuff, you can feel good. You're spending all this time in your church and with your friends and with your Christians, and you're patting yourselves on the back saying, we're so saved, we're so loved, we got it all so correct. Fuck them. Fuck them. They did it to themselves. They deserve it. You Pharisee, they deserve it. They were born blind because they deserved it. Their parents sinned or they sinned. They were born blind that way. Jenny has all these health problems and all these mistakes. It's her fucking fault, right? All these churches she goes to, she's like, hey, can you help me? I'm about to die. And they're like, well, you're not a believer. You're not, faithful or whatever the case may be, whatever is leading them to turn her away. Oh, we know your past. Oh, we've helped you in the past and you did some bad stuff. So goodbye. Whatever it might be, you might listen to them, might have a well thought out, articulate excuse as to why they keep turning Jenny away. These Christians, these probably saved souls who have with their lips and with their hearts, with their lips and their minds, they've said, Jesus, I love you. Thank you for the gift of salvation. I love you. I serve you, Jesus. I'm going to sing the songs on Sunday. I'm going to listen to my pastor. I'm going to fellowship with my friends, my Christian fellow believers. Isn't God great? Isn't Jesus great? Aren't we so great? Us, the children of God, aren't we so great? Let's be so great together. And Jenny's dying on the concrete over there. And am I the only one that fucking takes 10 seconds, 10 minutes, to just crouch to her level? Yeah, my knees hurt. I'm going to hold your hand, Jenny. Tell me about your life. Tell me who you are. What do you like? What do you like to do? What did you do? And you're like, what did you do growing up that brought you happiness? Just remember that. Am I the only fucking one that's handing her anything? Yeah, I'm handing her a little travel size crap, dude, but is anyone helping her? Can we as a country, as a government, as a church, as believers, individual believers, just do anything to help that person? No, we got football to watch. No, we got music to play. No, I got a job to do. I got money to make. I got a house to build. I got bills to pay. I got a wife that's nagging me about buying her fancy stuff. I got to do it. Happy wife, happy life. And Jenny's going to be fucking dead, dude. And who cares? I care a little bit about her. I don't care enough. I could be doing more. I could be doing more. I'm doing something. God's leading me to doing this, to getting serious about this, to going and doing this. And I feel like it's helping. I know it's helping a little bit. I could be doing more. You could be doing more. The church needs to be doing more. We need to be doing more. Christian brothers and sisters, do more. Care more. God's children are suffering and dying, and you're having fun, and you're enjoying yourself, and you're pursuing your wants, your vision for your life, and everything's about you. You and Jesus, you and your life, you first, and then everything else later. And there's truth to that. I mean, you can't live at someone else's life for them. It all does start with you. But is it ending with you? Does it start with you and then you're just good after that? You're saved now, so good, you're good. Or Christian man, Christian woman, are we going to get serious about caring? Are you going to seriously get your heart fully surrendered to God? I mean, don't be like me where it takes losing your best friend, losing your dad. Don't have God make you. Don't have God take away everything from you and make you have nothing left to surrender but your heart. I am asking you with my whole heart right now to just choose to do that now. Do that now. Choose that now. Live that out now. Surrender your heart to God. Open up yourself. Let go. Stop trying to be in control. Stop living for yourself and let go and let the Holy Spirit in and start living for Him. Start letting Him guide you where He needs you to be and stop trying to go where you want to go. And stop walking over these people on the concrete, man. I was that guy a year ago. Oh, don't give them $20. They'll just buy drugs with it. Okay, yeah, your $20 might buy drugs, but the next $20 is food for the next few nights. A few more people's $20 might be like the needles that she actually needs, not to shoot up heroin. That is our judgmental mind saying, oh, she's just going to buy heroin and shoot herself up with it. What if that $20 actually buys a needle that actually is filled with the medicine she needs to keep surviving, to not suffer a painful, slow death alone and miserable on the concrete? I was judgmental, and now I'm merciful. And I'm getting better. I'm still not perfect. It's still trial and error. I'm still figuring it out. But I'm calling on you, Christian brothers and sisters. Join me. Let's get serious, man. This doesn't have to be the cause, but look around to the people in your life that are suffering, that don't have God, or who think they have God, and who both are equally distant, who both are hurting, who both are in pain, who both are suffering physical pain and spiritual separation from God. And get serious. Care about them, the people in your life, your friends, your family, the people at your church, the people at your job, the people at your school, the random people you're passing by who are sleeping on the concrete tonight. The person in the coffee shop that doesn't have God, that has a shirt that's mocking Jesus. Do you care enough to help that person, to shine the light and love of Jesus onto that person? Or are you still going to just live for yourself? Are you still going to say with your mouths, I love you, God. I love your people. And is your heart still going to be focused on yourself and your own selfish wants and desires? Do we care enough? So I don't know, man. I'm going to care. I'm going to go. I'm on this journey where I'm going. I'm going. I got a truck full of care packages. I've been told to start like a GoFundMe. I'm not going to do that. That feels gross. If you want to donate to my cause and help me with this journey, I'll put my like Venmo or my Cashapp thing on my links on these posts, these podcasts, these videos on my website, and just throw me some money, and I'll put all that money towards. I'll put all the money that you give to me directly towards serving the people that you should be serving. That I should be serving, that we should be serving, the church should be serving. You want to give me money, you want to donate to me, I'm not going to do a GoFundMe to pay for my gas and my food as I go. But if you want to give me some cash, Venmo, Cash App, I will buy stuff, more stuff, better stuff, and I will give it to the people who need it, truly. And I'm going. And whether I get $0, $5, infinity dollars, I'm still going to be living in my truck. I'm going to be packing up my truck tomorrow morning, leaving Elkmont. I'm going to be going to Asheville, North Carolina, and I'm going to be walking around with a backpack full of stuff and prayers and hope and optimism and love and compassion and mercy for the people of that city. Whether they be the lost soul working in the coffee shop, the angry person that's mad at me for putting stickers up on signs, or the person sleeping on concrete that's just suffering slowly until they die. Money or not, I will go. Yes, Lord, send me. Here I am. I have feet. I have life and health. I have time. I made this. I made it work. I let go of what I want. I wanted to rise in my career and make more money so that I could buy land and a homestead, and I would get a wife, and we'd settle down, we'd get married, we'd have kids. I'd grow like a garden with chickens and grow our own food and work real hard and build cool things and make my neighborhood beautiful by like being a landscaper and a construction worker and building things and improving the area. And I felt so good about myself, and I wanted all that. And instead, I'm sleeping in a tent in the rain. I'm sleeping in my truck with the seat pulled down. All my crap is in my truck. Everything I need, the bare minimum of what I need to survive and thrive while I do this. And boxes and a backpack full of stuff that I will be going out of my way. I will be spending the time and energy to go give to people who are in need, people who are not being served, people who are not being loved, people who are not being cared for. And I will bend down to their level. I will sit on the concrete with them. I will hold their hand. I will pray for them, and I will love them anyways. I will forgive them for what they did. I'll ignore what they'll probably do tomorrow. And I will hopefully, with my actions, led by God, led by His Spirit, I will give them hope. I will give them life and love. And hopefully I can see that they have been given a gift, an amazing gift, the greatest gift ever, which is salvation for their souls. And even though all the people might walk over them, all the churches might kick them out, all the people might just walk by them and treat them subhuman, whatever happens in this sin-sick world, whatever life they live in this world, they're going to at least have one person who helped them one night, who stopped what he was doing for one night and spent 20 minutes hearing them and giving them advice and encouragement and love, and giving them a little bit of food and a little bit of supplies to make their night, their day better. And they're going to have love, they're going to have hope shown to them by someone who cares, by a man who cares, who's cut the crap. Even though God had to basically force me into doing this, you're looking at a man who is finally cut the crap and who is caring for other people. And I'm calling on you to join me in your care. And you don't have to live out of your truck. I actually advise you don't. I just advise that you let go and you let God lead you to what He wants you doing, where He needs you to go, the people He needs you to serve and to sacrifice for and to love. Let go and let God lead you. Let go of the wheel and let Jesus take control. And be willing to go. Have a heart fully surrendered that says, yes, Lord, here I am, send me. Here I am, send me, I'm ready. Let's go. I'm ready to care. I want to care about other people because you cared for me. You cared so much for me. You cared so much for me, it's like beyond words. It's beyond comprehension how much you cared for me. The least I can do is start caring for other people. The person sleeping on the concrete, the person that's helping the person sleeping on the concrete, the people at the church who are lost in their righteousness, my coworkers, my family, my friends, myself. I will start caring because God cares for me. And all I can do is give Him my heart in return. I can care in return. So sorry for crying. Sorry for the rant. Thank you for putting up with me and listening. I appreciate it. But it's real. And we're in this ghost town, man. This is the last thing I wanted to talk about. And we'll wrap up. You can see behind me, if the glasses are working, you can see these cabins on the other side of the river. They call it a ghost town. It's not really. It was an old resort town in the early 1900s. They said city dwellers, quote unquote city dwellers. All them city folk used to come out to the mountains and try to, experience like the simplicity of just cabins, the architectural simplicity, using the materials of the forest to build themselves temporary, vacation shelters out here. They wanted to live at one with nature because they were city dwelling. They were losing sight of this, the beauty, the majesty of God's creation, but specifically the Smoky Mountains. which truly are unbelievable, truly are majestic, magnificent, powerful, just beautiful, gorgeous, beautiful. These words don't do it justice. You have to experience it for yourself one day. But there's this ghost town, this abandoned town. And they kind of remodeled it. They keep it up. It's a little bit of a tourist attraction now. But it's these cabins in the woods, abandoned. And yeah, I cried a bunch walking through it. My dad and I were going to come here and experience it. He would have loved it. My dad and I this year were going to come to this campground because I wanted to take him. I wanted to see these, and I knew he would love seeing these. And obviously, he didn't get a chance to join me. But he was here in spirit. He was here with me. I felt his presence. It was making me cry. But I wanted him in here in bodily form. I wanted him here nerding out on the stuff, telling me and all the same stories I've heard over and over again about other stuff, but also just telling me about, oh, this is cool. Look at how they did this and the foundation and this material and that. And he was a craftsman. He was a builder. He was a construction worker. Like, he bid on construction projects. He was like a construction man. He designed houses. He built houses. He designed the house I grew up in. He built the house I grew up in, and he maintained the house I grew up in. He was a builder, true and true. And he would have loved this. He would have loved camping with me, doing the thing I love out here in this beautiful place, this majestic place. He would have loved that, just being with his son. And he would have loved seeing that. And I loved it. And next to it, so you can't see it, but up the walking path, there's a graveyard. And I went and sat in that graveyard and cried. You know, death's been on my mind a lot lately, if you can't tell. I've been very sad and thinking about death a lot, if you can't tell. And I sat in this graveyard and I thought, you know, just a lot about death and life and the bad and the good and the sunshine and the rain. It was raining this morning and I sat in that graveyard and literally the sun came out. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that poetic? Isn't God hilarious? Isn't God awesome? But I sat there in the graveyard and I thought, you know, I've been driving around the country. I go out of my way off the highways onto the, you know, off of the interstates, the main roads, and try to go down the country roads, the small roads. Drive through the small towns, see and talk to the small town folk, you know. Get away from the urban dwellers, the city dwellers, and go talk to the simple folk. And it's been on my mind a lot. I drive through these towns and I see these small, cute little churches, and next to it is a graveyard. And I go to the next town and I see these tiny little churches, and next to them are graveyards. And I see this ghost town, and I see this beautiful, awesome, beautiful campground, and next to it is a graveyard. And I can't help but think and be reminded that how often do we want to just walk into church and sing the songs and feel good? We want to walk in and we want to sing and be happy and hug our friends and be so happy that we're saved and feel so good about ourselves and worship God and pray about God and be thankful to God. And we want to hug on each other and, you know, just feel good. And we want to walk out. But I love that these small towns have a very powerful reminder that after you go inside that church and you have your fun and you feel good and you have moments together that are true and genuine and awesome and great, but you still have to walk outside and you have to be reminded that death is coming, that death will come for you. Tomorrow, a month from now, 3 years from now, 50 years from now, whatever it is, you'll still end up in that dirt right there. You're going to praise and worship God in that church, and one day you'll be buried in that dirt over there. And so what are you going to do? What are you going to do from right now to the moment you're buried in that ground? Are you going to do enough? Are you going to care enough? What are you going to do? What are you going to make of this life, of this time you're given? Because like the river, time's flowing. It's not stopping. As much as you like the past or remember the past or hate the past or want to forget the past is upstream and you're flowing down it, baby. And you're going. And eventually that stream ends. Eventually your life ends and you'll be put in a box and you'll be buried in that ground, in that graveyard. So until that day, what are you going to do? Are you going to make the most of this life? Are you going to care about the other people in your life? Are you going to do good works while you're here in this life? Yeah, you have faith, Christian brother. But now are the works from now until that day going to bear fruit, going to be meaningful and impactful? What kind of impact are you going to leave? What legacy will you leave behind? How many people will you have served well? Or are you just going to pat yourself on the back and pretend like you're doing good things? Oh no, I'm forgetting a bunch of stuff I wrote down. Sorry for the rant, but graveyards and ghost towns. You will be there one day soon. Did you care enough? Make the most of your time. Do enough. And then this was just written. I want to read this and we'll sign off here in a second. What was the two things? So the first thing, this was written on the entranceway of the ghost town. Daisy Town, I think was this called. And then I did forget something about Jenny. That was wild. The sign, okay, I'll just say that first before I forget it. So pray for Jenny. If you're in Athens, try to find and serve and love Jenny. She needs love, man. People need love. But when I met her, I shook her hand and I said, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. I'm Sean. And she said, I know you. And I was like, no, you don't. No, you don't. What are you talking about? She's like, yeah. I saw you the other day reading that book. You were reading that book over there. I saw you the other day. And I was like, no. I just came to town today and I'm going to be leaving town tomorrow. Like I'm just traveling the country. I wasn't here, the other day. And she was like, no, I saw you reading that book. And I was like, no. I brushed it off. I was just like, no, that wasn't me. I think you're thinking of someone else. And then we started talking. And that was that. That was it. That was part of it. We had the conversation. Everything I said happened. I cried for like half an hour at the State of Humanity. Went on my merry way. And last night, I realized my logo of my podcast, this logo that my friend made for me earlier this year, is like a cartoon of me reading a book. Now that could be coincidence, or that could be like a powerful sign from God to keep going. As I'm doubting myself, am I doing enough? Did I do enough for Jenny? Am I doing enough for these people? I don't know. I could be crazy. I could be looking at things that aren't really there. But I'm not kidding, said, I saw you the other day reading that book. And I said, no, you didn't. But like, did she? Did she somehow? What is that? What is up with that? And that seems to be some kind of like little, God has these little ways of just putting his fingerprints on my life. And these little moments I have, these little powerful moments where he says, I'm here, son. Keep going. You're in the right direction. I'm here with you. You're going in the right direction. Keep it up. Thumbs up. And in my doubt and in my anger and in my sadness, I feel like that was a little thumbprint of God on the situation saying, go, son. Yes, son. Go. Correct. You're correct. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe it was just a crazy lady saying a crazy thing and I'm trying my best to find meaning in it or whatever. Or it could be God saying, go, son. You're headed in the right direction. So yeah, I forgot. I got on my rant. I got on my rant. Sorry about that. Got lost. Forgot to bring that up and say that, but that was wild. What I did want to write or did want to say, this was talking about the city dwellers who came and built this ghost town behind me. this Smoky Mountain cabin town for all the city dwellers to feel connected with nature, like me out here camping in the rain. This was a quote. I didn't write the guy's name down. It was some guy that used to be an Elkmont resident. Said, I tell you something about Elkmont. It's a magical place. When I come up here, I feel close to God. I love this place, my favorite place in the world to be. From a city dweller who would come out to the Smoky Mountains, come out to Elkmont. I tell you something about Elkmont. It's a magical place. When I come up here, I feel close to God. I love this place, my favorite place in the world to be. The city dweller who sought simplicity and harmony with nature ended up feeling close to God, which also ended up being his favorite place to be. He felt close to God, and it was his favorite place to be. Here, in God's creation, loving and appreciating all that God gave to him. And as well end on that. So I saw that. The ghost town was awesome. The cabins were awesome. I cried a lot. Felt close to my dad through it all. Heard his voice, his stories, and I'm just imagining what he would have been saying as I was walking around with him in spirit. Walked myself up to that graveyard, sat there, started crying, started looking at all the names, started praying over the names. There was actually a beautiful bench, and I was praying over the woman that was buried right next to the bench who donated the bench. She's just like, thank you. In your death, thank you for giving us this bench to like sit here and appreciate the beauty of this place. And the sun came out right then. That was awesome. But, and I'll end with this, and we can go on our merry way, loving and serving the Lord and caring for the other people in our life, the others in our life. But this was the entrance of the graveyard, had this plaque, this beautiful little hand-carved, it was a hunk of wood from one of the trees here, cut down a tree, made a little sign, carved into it with wood, this phrase. And I just want to leave us today, after all that was said, all the tears that were shed by me, maybe by you. Let's just end with what was on the entranceway of this graveyard here in Elkmont, Tennessee. Please respect our place of rest. We are on our way to heaven. We'll be looking for you. Please respect our place of rest. We are on our way to heaven. We'll be looking for you. So Christians, as we are on our way to heaven now or beyond this life, when we're buried in those graveyards outside of our churches, when you're put in a box and you're buried in the ground and you're on your way to heaven, who will you be looking for? Will you have an army behind you of people you cared about, of lost souls that you helped lead to Christ, that you loved and served, even if it was just for 10 minutes in a little small way? Are you going to have people that you're looking for? People in your lives, your family, your friends, your coworkers, the strangers you encountered on the streets? Are you going to be looking for all those people as you go to heaven yourself? Please respect our place of rest. We are on our way to heaven. We'll be looking for you. As I go, I'll be looking for you to join me in this mission I'm on of caring for our others, caring for the saved and the unsaved, the lost and the found, our brothers, our sisters, our fellow believers, and the strangers. So with that, I love you guys. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for tuning in. Do good, be good, love and be loved. Jesus loves you, and so do I. And I just ask you again, surrender your heart. Surrender yourself to the Lord your God. Let go and let him work. And watch the powerful, majestic, beautiful things that will happen as a result. Love you guys.